All right, we're gonna give this a shot here. This video is going to be an intro to irradiation. So things that I say during some of the classes, find the line of tension, which means finding the line of a stretch. So if I stretch my arm out and bring my hand in extension, my line of tension might be the stretch that I feel all along my inner arm. I can also say line of tension when we are contracting. So when we're irradiating, we are creating contractions all throughout our body as best as we can. Sometimes it's a lot to irradiate or contract every single muscle. So in this intro, we're just going to talk about certain cues that you'll hear throughout this session. So feet firmly on the floor, comfortably. For you, that might be wider. It's wherever you feel more stable, particularly in your lower body and your hips. For me, this is the sweet spot right here. Okay, so feet are firm into the floor. I'm going to contract my calves. My kneecaps are going to lift as I contract my quads, and I'm going to contract my glutes. Take a few breaths here and actually move your torso on top of, in a bunch of different directions, on top of this stable base that you've just created for yourself. I'm still in the irradiation of my lower body. My upper body is free to move. Okay, now let's bring that up a notch with our torso. So when I say pack in the air, what I'm referring to is pressurizing your upper body, your torso. So in this intro, I'm just going to keep it super basic because, you know, I'm still learning about what pressurize my core and packing in the air means for me, because my lower back, I'm working on including my lower back in that, right? So lower ribs come towards the front hip points on the exhale. So we go inhale, exhale. I'm going to show you from the side. Inhale, exhale. I almost get a little shorter. So what you've created the stable base from your hips down, and now you are starting to pressurize your torso. You can sniff in, like sip in a little bit of air, and see if you can't feel that air not only in your core, but maybe even your lower back expanded a little bit, or your lower abdomen started to expand a little bit. Now, irradiate through your hips down and pack that air down. Stay here. It doesn't mean that you're not going to continue breathing, you're just contracting. Sip in a little air. All right, now move your arms. Your arms feel freer? Do they feel in a little bit more control, right? Now let's bring our arms to our side. We're gonna bring this all together. Don't mind my bamboo stick. It's very comforting. Bring my arms out to the side. I'm gonna make fists. This just helps. It's a little bit of feedback here. So calves, kneecaps up, quads contract, glutes contract. Your pelvis is going to tuck under a little bit naturally. Pack the air down in your torso. Now start to squeeze the fists. Bring that contraction up the forearm, to the biceps, to the shoulders, to the back. And you might even feel your shoulders pull away from your ears a little more. You may even feel a really nice stretch on the top of your shoulders. Now, move your head around freely, right? Keep the contraction everywhere except for your right arm. Relax your right arm. Bring your arm up over your head. Try not to move any other part of your body. Do you feel the control that you have in that right arm? Now release all of the irradiation and move that arm. What else is moving? Is your chest moving? Are your ribs moving? Is your hip moving? Do you feel this in your lower body? So what we're trying to do with cars, what our aim is to gather up those contractions and that strength to focus it in on the joint that we are articulating, the joint that we are rotating, right? So controlled articular rotations. Simple, if you're shaking your own hand and you're just using your fingers, it's gonna be a very, not so good handshake, right? Not very firm. Now start to squeeze with your hand, your whole hand. Now start to squeeze using your forearm, tense up your bicep, now tense up your whole arm. That strength is coming from your entire arm, okay? So this is a way that we irradiate. Other ways that we can, like tools that we can use to irradiate is, I think I saw one, there we go. You can use a pillow, you can use a block. So like a block between my knees can help me irradiate by squeezing my knees into the block. This is an external feedback, right? Tennis ball in the hand can help control that movement even more, right? Like our shoulder cars. We're gonna do this, a few times. So if you do have tennis balls or anything that's very lightweight. And we also have bamboo sticks. So if you've ever gone to one of the in-person moving well classes, we use these for balance, but we also use it to drive the stick into the ground to create more contraction and more irradiation in our body. And it's a wonderful tool for balance, right? So those are some of the tools that may come up. There's, we're internally irradiating, we're controlling the environment and we're controlling the contraction of particular joints and of our body. If you notice that you constantly have to keep checking in with your irradiation, that is fine. Your brain is doing so much and we are uploading so much information to our brains that it's natural to let the kneecaps drop, right? Your quads may not be contracting. Anytime, I'm gonna cue during our sessions, but anytime you can pause, irradiate again, and bring it back in, okay? So it's not a failure by any means. We're training our brains. So we constantly want to check in. It takes a lot of brain power to concentrate. If you come into this without, concentrating or anything, you're not going to get as much out of it, but you're still moving your joints, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing for your body. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. Sometimes the feedback can also be the wall. So you can be pushing into the wall as you do the cars or any of the other work. We do this during the strength training portion of it too. So yeah, thank you for watching. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know.